Hey guys, welcome to Film World. Today I'm going to explain a romance drama film called About Love from 2017. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. At the start of the movie, we see a young girl named Nina, who goes to a supermarket to buy food and drinks. She picks up a lot of items, but when she goes to pay, she realizes she does not have enough money, so she puts some things back. This shows she is very poor. Outside, while walking by the road, a rich man's car splashes mud on her clothes. Nina is already upset because she could not buy all the food she wanted, and now, with her clothes getting dirty, she gets very angry. The man quickly gets out of the car and says sorry. He tells Nina that it was the driver's fault, and he feels very bad about it. But Nina is very angry and insults him. This man's name is Sergey, and he is a bank manager. He offers to give her money to make up for it, but Nina thinks he cannot give her that much money and says no. She asks him that keep your money to yourself. She starts walking home and meets her husband. Nina's husband's name is Alexander. When she enters, he says, they are having many problems. Alexander is a teacher, and his salary is not enough to pay for everything they need. Nina is very worried about their situation. A little later, Alexander shows Nina a letter from the bank. The letter says that if they do not pay back their loan, they will lose their house. This news makes Alexander very upset, and he shows the letter to Nina. During dinner, Alexander gets mad and says she should have told him earlier so they could manage their money better. Poor Nina says she did not know about the letter and is very scared they might end up homeless. It is not Nina's fault, but her husband is angry at her. Nina gets very sad and starts crying because she was treated badly at the market. Her clothes got dirty, and now her husband is also yelling at her. Alexander, trying to make her feel better, tells Nina that he will find a way to fix their money problems. The next day, we see Sergey with his family. He has a wife named Tamara and a son. It is clear that Sergey and Tamara do not get along well, and their marriage seems like a compromise. Tamara is often angry because Sergey is always busy with work and does not spend time with them, which makes her very unhappy. Meanwhile, we see Alexander teaching at his college. Nina, who is one of his students, is in the class with her friend Larissa. After the class, Larissa and Nina walk together, and Larissa asks questions about Alexander, showing she likes him. Later, Alexander talks to Nina, saying he has something important to tell her. He explains that because he is busy with his classes and has no time, she should take the bank letter and talk to the bank manager to ask for more time to repay the loan or to lower the payments. Nina agrees and goes to the bank where she meets the manager, who turns out to be Sergey, the same man she argued with earlier. Nina, who trusted Sergey, becomes very nervous. Meanwhile, a man tells Sergey that some Chinese clients want to meet him. Nina wants to talk to Sergey about the loan, but he suggests they talk about it somewhere else. The next day, Nina and Sergey are at a casino. The Chinese clients are playing games, and Sergey gives Nina some chips to join in. Nina does not want these chips, but then she puts both the chips on 0 number, and luckily she wins. All the people present there are surprised to see this. After that, Nina starts placing a lot of chips on 0 number, and Sergey forbids her, but she does not agree, and she loses everything. After this, both of them play another game, and it seems that Sergey has started liking her. Sergey takes her to dinner, and they talk a lot there. Nina starts talking about the loan, but he says that at this time he does not want to talk about business. He asks her to spend a night with him, on which Nina gets angry and leaves from there. She then goes home and tells her husband Alexander everything that happened. Nina explains the whole situation to Alexander. Alexander gets stressed out and argues with Nina when he comes to know that she didn't take the $7,000, which she won from roulette. He is not happy as his earnings are not comfortably sufficient for loan and other daily needs. The next day, Nina visits her friend Larissa and tells her everything. Larissa is very impressed with Nina. A few days later, Alexander tells Nina that he has received another letter from the bank. The letter says that if they do not repay the loan, they will lose their house. Alexander tells Nina she needs to do something about it. Nina starts thinking about what to do for her husband. She realizes she needs to befriend Sergey to get the loan reduced. Finally, Nina gets Sergey's number, calls him, and asks to meet. Sergey agrees right away. It becomes clear that Sergey does not have a good relationship with his wife. That is why Sergey wants to be with her. Sergey sets a time and place for their meeting. The next day, we see Nina at a hotel. Soon after, Sergey arrives and is very happy to see her. They go inside, have lunch, and then spend some time together in a room. Later, Nina quickly gets ready and goes home because she does not want her husband to suspect anything. Alexander does not notice anything unusual. He asks, "What happened? Did she manage to do something?" Nina tells him that their loan has been extended for 3 months and the monthly payments have been lowered. Alexander is very happy because now they can manage to pay off the debt. When Sergei gets home, his wife smells women's perfume on his clothes and questions him. She immediately realizes that Sergei has been with another woman. Feeling hurt, she leaves the room. The next day, Sergei is going to his office when he gets a call from Nina. She says she cannot meet him. Even so, Nina cannot stop thinking about Sergei and realizes she has fallen in love with him. She struggles with her feelings, knowing she should not be involved with him. Finally, she calls Sergei back and says she wants to meet him. They meet again at a hotel and spend time together. However, one day, as Sergei is heading somewhere, he gets a call at home saying his son is very sick. Sergei quickly leaves work and rushes home to care for his son. During this time, Nina keeps calling Sergei over and over. She figures out that Sergei is with his wife. Meanwhile, Tamara arrives and throws Sergei out of their room. The next day, as Nina is going inside, Sergei calls her saying he wants to meet. Nina replies that she cannot meet him. Later, Nina keeps thinking about Sergei and realizes she has fallen in love with him. She decides she should not see him anymore, but then she calls Sergei and agrees to meet him. They meet at the hotel, spend time together, and get to know each other better. Nina's husband, Alexander, notices she is not feeling well and takes her to the hospital. The doctor says there is nothing physically wrong with her. At home, Alexander takes good care of her. But Nina, overwhelmed by his kindness, tells him she loves Sergei and has fallen deeply for him. Alexander, heartbroken, throws Nina out of the house. After she leaves, Nina calls Sergei. Sergei, who is very rich, buys her a new apartment. Nina moves into the new place. The next day, her friend Larissa visits and asks, will he marry her or is he just using her? Meanwhile, Alexander is very upset about Nina leaving. One day, some people come to confront Alexander, and he fights them. One day, Sergei visits Nina. As he is about to leave, Nina stops him and asks how important she is in his life. Sergei answers that she is very important to him. Nina is thrilled and feels loved by Sergei, whether they marry or not. She is sure that Sergei really loves her and will never leave her. Meanwhile, a new chapter starts with Alexander. The woman involved is Larissa, Nina's best friend. Larissa moves in with Alexander and takes care of him like a wife. She truly loved Alexander, and now that Nina is gone, she can be with him. Larissa spends a lot of time with Alexander, and he enjoys it too. Nina goes to school every day and also takes Alexander's classes. Everyone at school finds out about Alexander and Nina's relationship. One day, Alexander comes to Nina and says that because of her, he is having problems. People are talking about him. Nina says that she does not care about what people say. She is here only for her studies. She tells Alexander that those issues are in the past, and she is now focused only on her studies. Later, Nina tells Sergei that she is pregnant. What will happen to their baby? Sergei is not upset, but happy. Nina is unsure if the baby is Sergei's or Alexander's, but she says she will take care of the child. Sergei assures her, just like he takes care of his first son, he will take care of his second baby. The baby will have everything it needs. This makes Nina very happy. However, when Sergei gets home, his wife Tamara confronts him, saying she knows everything that Sergei is having an affair. Sergei admits that he is seeing someone else and living with her, but he is still her friend. Tamara does not say anything in response. Time passes, and Nina gives birth to her first baby. Both Sergei and Nina are very happy and treat their son like a prince. Sergei takes good care of both his wives and his two sons. One day, Nina and Sergei go to a party. At the party, they see Alexander. Alexander approaches Nina and says he has been waiting for her. If she leaves Sergei, she can come back to him. He still loves her. Nina says that she has changed. Sergei means everything to her now. Alexander still loves Nina like he did before, but she does not love him anymore because he used to insult her a lot. Nina really loves Sergei now because he loves her a lot and has a lot of money. Nina is very happy with her life now and does not want to go back to Alexander. Nina decides to spend some time alone with Alexander, so they go to a hotel room. There, they show affection for each other and become close. After a while, Nina changes her clothes and comes out of the room. Before leaving, she tells Alexander that she has already paid for the room, so he does not have to worry about it. When she leaves the hotel, she stands by the door, takes a deep breath, and thinks about the past times she had with Alexander. The security guard approaches and asks if she has any problems, and she says no, she is fine. In the final scene, Nina sits in the car and tells the driver to head to the office. The movie ends here. To watch more explanations of these kinds of movies, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.